guys, the Oscars are just a couple days away, and this has been a very entertaining award season. There's some movies that everybody loves, there's a movie that everybody hates, and it's just been so much fun to watch this award season unfold. And now it's time for me to rank all 10 movies nominated for Best Picture. And in a couple days, I'm going to make my prediction video for what I think is going to actually happen on Sunday. But now let's kick off this list with number 10. And surprising nobody, Amelia Perez is in last place. Yeah, I agree with everybody else. This movie is a train wreck with very few redeeming qualities at all. And this movie is just very bad before you even factor in all the controversy with the lead actress, um, which is just insane. Yeah, this movie, it's a mess. It's a musical with no good songs. Pretty much everybody is offended by this movie and the way that it thinks it's really like representing all these different cultures, but it's really not. It's a movie with like I don't know what best picture nominee I've ever seen that's been worse than this. Like it's pretty awful. There's so many better movies that should have been here, like Sing Sing or Real Pain or Civil War and other things. Like it's just, yeah, it's a disgrace to be an Oscar nominee. In number 9, I have The Brutalist. Now this is a movie I just do not get the hype for. I thought it was overly long. I mean, it's like 4 hours long, and it's very boring. It definitely drags. You feel the length. And somehow there's still unresolved plot points. Like it still feels like the end was rushed somehow, and the movie just has weird editing, like goofy type of transitions. I think Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones and Guy Pearce are all good, but I think they all have better performances as well. Like I don't think any of them like give their best performance of all time in this movie. But yeah, I really did not care for this one. I think it's pretentious, but it also doesn't really have anything meaningful to say. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this one. Number 8, I have Nickel Boys. Now I actually really do respect Nickel Boys. I think that the story here is pretty interesting, and I liked the ending. I liked the way that they kind of ended the story with the twist that they did. I thought that was really creative. But honestly, the first person point of view style of directing, well, I think it's very ambitious and I respect what they were going for. I think it made the story hard to follow. I think it made it hard to engage with the characters when you were just like looking from their perspective the whole time. I think it made it difficult to really enjoy as a film, even though I do respect this one. I can't say that I'd ever really want to rewatch it. Number 7, I have Conclave. Now, I don't really have that much to say about Conclave. I think it's a pretty good movie. It's a solid screenplay with good performances, and I really like the kind of like political thriller intrigue as going on. So yeah, I think it's definitely a solid film, but it's not one that I really care that much for or would really want to rewatch ever. Number 6, I have A Complete Unknown. Now, this movie is a pretty by the books musical biopic, but I enjoy that type of stuff. I like those kinds of movies. And I think Timothy Chalamet did a really good job playing Bob Dylan. I really like the way this movie really captured the culture of that time period. I thought it did a great job at that. And James Mangold, as always, did a really good job directing. So yeah, I think this movie came together really nicely. In number 5, I have I'm Still Here. Now, this really is a powerful and moving story anchored by an amazing leading performance by Fernanda Torres. And the way this movie really captures Brazilian culture, I think, is fantastic. And the way that so many Brazilian people are really standing behind this movie and really pushing for it, I mean, it's awesome. I love when a movie can really impact people like this one seems to have, with that specific culture. I love that type of stuff. And yeah, this movie really is just a grand, emotional, epic feel to it. And I think it really nails it. I think the movie also has very cool editing. I love the way that it does some of the film, like throughout the kids' like camera footage. I really like that type of stuff. And yeah, I think this was a great movie. I really recommend this one. In number 4, I have Wicked. Now, Wicked is just a blast from start to finish. It's such a fun, entertaining, and enjoyable movie. And a lot of that comes down to how great the characters are. They're both very well written. They both have great arcs. And then the performances by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande just elevate them to another level. They're both perfectly casted here. The movie also has great world building. It really feels like you're in the land of Oz. And of course, the soundtrack is just pretty much perfection. Like the musical numbers here are great. So yeah, I really think Wicked is an amazing film. I really enjoy it. In number 3, I have Dune Part 2. Now, this movie really is a sci fi epic and a more than worthy sequel. The scope of this movie and its story and its world is humongous. The leading performance from Timothy Chalamet is perfect, and the character arc Paul Atreides goes on here is just amazing. It's such good writing. The cinematography is beautiful. The score is amazing. yeah, I really don't have many complaints with this movie at all. I think it's pretty fantastic. Number two, I have The Substance. Now, the way this movie took a film that at its core is about beauty standards and unrealistic standards for women as they age and made it such a fun, insane, bonkers, horror and funny film. Like, this movie is such an incredible accomplishment. It's so well directed. The screenplay is so sharp. The performances from Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore are both fantastic. The film's editing is so stylish and makes it so memorable and unique. I really just can't stop complimenting this movie. The score, the cinematography, it's so good. This movie is going to be remembered for decades to come. It's an instant classic. And at number one, I have Nora. Now, this is the movie that's going to most likely win Best Picture, and I am very happy and satisfied with that. I think this is a great movie, just from a directing perspective. The way that this movie starts as a young, adrenaline filling romance movie that's just so fun that you're really enjoying it, and then it's able to go to a screwball comedy that's really funny and then end as a drama. I mean, that's so impressive. What Sean Baker was able to do here, he wrote, directed, and edited the movie. That is so impressive. And the way this movie is anchored by Mikey Madison's star making lead performance here, she does such a good job bringing life to this character, making you want to root for this character. And the story of this young woman finding herself throughout the film, I mean, it's just so all good. Like, it's so good. I don't really have any complaints with this movie. I think it's fully entertaining from start to finish. I think it looks great, great cinematography, a good score. Yeah, I just really like Anora, and I'm very happy that it's most likely going to win Best Picture. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the Best Picture nominees this year. I'm going to be doing my prediction video, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.